On today's episode of Advice Unfiltered, could porn be ruining your life? You don't belong on your ex's social media, and toys aren't just for Christmas. Introducing them to the bedroom on Advice Unfiltered.
All right, well, hey.
All right, hey. All right.
How was your week?
It was good. Should we do the intro? We doing an intro?
Your intro.
Intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Advice Unfiltered. I'm your host, Christopher David, and this is Tony Rodriguez.
All right.
I can't even hear myself.
Yeah, we got the headphones on. All
That
right.
sound good?
Sound good. You always sound good.
Right on.
All right. Well, welcome. We are live on episode 5, so thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you now noticed, we have phones and things everywhere.
Everywhere.
We're on Instagram.
Instagram.
Shout out Instagram, TikTok. Instagram, and we're filming for our usual places. So first off, shout out to everybody. Big news from this week. Episode 4 dropped, and me and you were the featured podcast on Amazon.
Right? Featured podcast on Amazon. Is that freaking cool? That's pretty awesome.
4 episodes in, I log in, and it says featured podcast of the day, Advice Unfiltered with Chris and Tony. That's what I'm talking about.
Fuck yeah, man.
So,
4th episode in, we're getting featured, bro.
So shout out to you guys. We appreciate you guys joining us and jumping on.
Thank you guys very much for watching.
But it wouldn't be possible without you guys, and it wouldn't be possible without our crazy past to have some fun.
No, it's amazing. You know what I mean? Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the support and and all the love. And we're number 30 in Greece.
Actually, the funny thing is
right.
I have a slew of questions this week from the Netherlands.
Really?
And somehow we climbed. We're one of the top podcasts in Amsterdam.
No way.
Yep.
No way. Top podcast in Amsterdam.
We're one of the top health and fitness podcasts in Amsterdam.
That's freaking awesome, man. That is awesome. Yeah, thank you guys. In Amsterdam. In Greece.
Yeah.
What's up?
What do you know?
Yeah, what's up, man?
We're touring the European world, baby.
Man. We're going to have to come and check you guys out. Which is funny. Let's lead that right into the experience I had this weekend.
Yeah.
There's a lady that follows me on Instagram. If you're watching, she has her own podcast in Ireland. She invited me to be on it. I will have more details soon. But yeah, so shout out to that, man. So I'll be doing a podcast in Ireland.
That's dope.
That's pretty dope. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty amazing what comes out of this stuff, right?
It's crazy. Like you would back in the day, it was so hard just to meet somebody outside of your state, let alone halfway across the pond.
Yeah,
and you got people reaching out to you, wanting to meet you and talk to you. I mean, that's the greatest thing about social media, right? And this whole world we live in now is that we're so much closer and connected than we ever were before. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty crazy.
Well, I told you I don't expect anything for the first year. We just have to stay consistent and do this. And here we are in episode 4 on the banner for Amazon, and you're being invited to Ireland. So
and we're kicking ass in Amsterdam and freaking Greece, right?
And
that is so cool in Amsterdam. That's pretty wild.
So, and by the way, that leads me into the next part. Yes, that is correct. Chris has been getting fan mail.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of fan mail.
Yeah, I've been getting fan mail. So somebody drew me a picture. I forgot it tonight, but I will bring it in next week, which was really nice.
Yeah.
He sent it to me. It was really awesome. It was a great picture. And then a lady bought my book.
Oh, nice. Are we signing it?
Yeah, I'm signing it. Yeah. Sherry Faust, you bought me a book, right? You bought
Sherry.
my book? Yeah. So I just wanted to show you I got it.
That's awesome. Thank you, Sherry, for the support.
Absolutely, man. Thank you very, very much. So yeah, she bought my book and she mailed it to me so I could sign it and mail it back to her, which I thought was pretty freaking awesome, man. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So Sherry, I'll make sure you get it. Oh, you put a card in here too?
Ooh, Sherry, do we read the card?
I don't know. Should I read the card here?
Well, look at it first and then determine.
I'll look at it. Yeah. That's so nice of you, Sherry. Let me see.
Thank you, Sherry.
Yeah. Thanks for signing my book. I enjoyed reading it. We have a lot of parallels in our lives. I enjoyed the podcast last night. It made me giggle a few times. Oh, did you hear that? So, sorry, read this out. I'll read this here better. It says, hi, Chris. Thanks for signing the book. I enjoyed reading it. We have lots of parallels in our lives. I enjoyed the podcast. Last night made her giggle a few times.
Very nice.
I have enclosed a return label. Wishing you so much success, Sherry Faust. Thank you, Sherry. Listen, we love the support.
That's awesome.
I appreciate it a lot. It's and that's the whole reason I wrote the book, right? It's because it's not my story. And that's why I named it. It was never just about me, because it's not. It's about everybody, man. There's a lot of parallels in my book that relate to everybody, which is awesome. So Sherry, thank you. I will get this signed and I'll get this mailed out to you tomorrow or Wednesday. Was tomorrow Wednesday? Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday. I'll have
no, tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. So Wednesday or Thursday, I'll have this mailed out to you. But Sherry, thank you. And if anybody else wants to buy my book, shameless plug, you can find it at Amazon. You can find it on Kindle. There's also an audiobook, so you can listen to my voice if you want to do that also. All right.
Yes. You can find mine, but it's free and it's a kid's book. So
yeah. Tony's an author too.
My son will sign it if you want to.
His son helped write it.
Yeah, I only did that as proof that you could do anything, which is kind of funny because that's really when you start thinking about these things, the reason and really this is for a lot of you out there, you got to prove to yourself that you can do it, and the only way that you can do anything is just to do it and jump into it and say, really, what's the worst that's going to happen? And one day you turn around and you're signing books on a podcast before you go to Ireland.
Yeah, like who would have thought, man? I honest to God, I grew up in a blue collar town, a small town in Pennsylvania.
That sounds like the start to an 80s song.
It does. It does sound like an 80s song. But yeah, on a horse farm with goats and all this stuff in the middle of nowhere. I mean, like literally my town was so small that if you sneezed, you drove through it. Freaking it was so small. And who would have thought in a million years that I'd be sitting here, freaking with a number 2 bestseller and authored book. And all you fans, I don't want to call you fans, all you followers and all you good people are my friends that are loving and supporting everything we do. So thank you guys. Yeah,
that's awesome. So, all right. So getting into it. So we, in other words, we had another great week coming into episode 5. Like I said, randomly, there's a good amount of people who submitted questions again. So shout out to you guys who are really supporting. So if I call,
because we would have no show without them, right?
100%. So there are a couple of you that I pulled your questions again because let's be honest, I really do appreciate the support. You're submitting questions. It's really awesome.
Yes.
I did notice some new places. The first new place I noticed was the Netherlands and Amsterdam. And then I looked it up and we are trending as one of the top podcasts in Amsterdam. So
that's freaking awesome. What's up, Amsterdam?
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much.
Have you ever been?
No, I've never been out of the country. I'm getting a passport. I've never been out of the country. I'm getting a passport ASAP.
Oh, we talked about that this week.
Yeah, we talked about that, and I'm gonna start traveling.
Yes,
we got a lot of opportunities that are overseas right now.
Don't forget, if you're out there, this is your New Jersey PSA. Get a real ID.
Yeah,
or you can't get on a plane come May.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So, all right.
Why does it look frozen on your Instagram? It looks frozen.
Well, let's see. Probably because it keeps telling me my Instagram is. There we go.
There you go.
My Instagram is. I don't know.
Big up Amsterdam. People
I don't know.
Big up Amsterdam.
Shout out Amsterdam.
What's up, Brazil? What's up, Mexico? See, that's what I love about it, man.
Amsterdam, Canada, Arkansas, North Carolina. Yeah. I mean, Florida, California, Colorado. Anything exotic on here? There's a bunch. There's all over the place this week. So
it's freaking awesome.
All right. So you know what? Because
yeah, the screen went down. What's going on there?
Screen went down. We're having technical difficulties.
Oh, beer. You're on beer. We said at the same time. There we go.
There it is. You're back.
Spot on.
It's punch buggy style. All right. So because of that, we have a bunch of different categories today. Obviously, fitness is always one. We have health. We have dating. We have a lot of sex questions this week. I guess people appreciate the advice and they're like, throw it in.
People like to put me on the spot. That's what it is.
There we go. We got random, and let's see. But of course, I pulled a couple because some people are from cool places. So the next question comes in from Anita from the Netherlands. So thank you, Anita, for the question. Her question is, March 8th is International Women's Day. Shout out International Women's Day. Yep. What are your thoughts on such a day? Is it necessary? And do you think there should be a National Men's Day?
Yes to both those questions. To both those. I think it's important. I think it's important historically for women to understand the struggle they've had and where they've come. Right? Do I think it's an entitlement day? No, but I think it's an important day to educate. To be grateful for the ones that led before you. That made it possible to have International Women's Day. Right? On top of that, I think it's important for men also to celebrate. Because. Again, if it wasn't for men, those highways wouldn't be built. Those buildings wouldn't be taller. You know what I mean? Like freaking, there's just certain things, and I feel like women are really great at organizing. Like you guys are amazing. Like you guys organize everything. And I think men suck at it. And But I think it'd be nice if if men got together and celebrated being fathers, being caregivers, and all that stuff that we're capable of doing. That is taken for granted. So yeah, I think it's important to provide both. Absolutely.
Well, I think there was a comedian I heard the other day that said Mother's Day is right behind Christmas. So the birth of Jesus is followed right behind by your mom. And Father's Day is number 16 on the list right after Arbor Day.
It's actually number 17.
It's
number 17. Yeah, no, I know exactly who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, Father's Day is number 17 behind everything else.
Yeah, it was like Arbor Day was the one right before it. So, look, I think these days are really important. I think they're celebrations. First of all, it's an international day. So there's a lot of countries where women are still fighting for rights and are fighting for equality. As much as we focus on it here in America, obviously in other countries, the situation is way worse. So I think there's absolutely should be a day to celebrate. Yeah. And so I think it's necessary. And should there be
I think here's the thing, right? So when we think about celebrating International Women's Day, right, we think about moms. Like we all think about our moms. Like I know I do. Right? When you talk about International Women's Day, the first thing I think about is my mom, right? I think when we talk about like something like for International Men's Day, people don't really, when you say men, they don't really think it's men as fathers. Like, you know what I mean? I think there's a dissociation to that. And I think if more women and more people actually pictured men as fathers and understand how big of the father role is in the dynamic of the family and how really important it is to help shape a child or whatever, I think there'd be more of a push to have something like that.
See, I don't think about mothers at all on International Women's Day.
Don't you?
No. You know what I think about? I think about when I go to work, celebrating, first of all, I celebrate my wife because she's one of the most successful women in her industry, or people that have made it really far, or people I work with that are really successful. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I love my mother. I celebrate her all the time. But I think definitely that I look at celebrating people that I come across that are successful, that have ultimately really pushed forward and really moved the needle. So, but either way I look, I think days to celebrate stuff are always great. And to your point, more people need to step up and be fathers because kids need to have both parents. That's for sure.
I agree.
So good. Coming in from Amsterdam, Joanna. All right, Joanna. I am a woman in my 40s. I never really wanted a relationship. I've always been kind of single. But now I'm trying to make up for lost time. But at my age, it's hard to tell you guys. I don't really have a lot of experience with sex. How would you react if you were on a date with me? I'm in my 40s, and I tell you I don't really know a lot about sex. And is there any tips on how and when to mention this?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Would you really be bothered if you really like somebody and they just didn't have experience? I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't care at all. I'll be honest with you, from a man's perspective, I would not care at all if you weren't that. Actually, I'd be actually more thrilled if you were like, it would be like, really? So you're not really that experienced? Like you haven't been around? Like I don't know. I'd be okay with that. You know what I mean? But on the flip side, like I don't know, like I'm a teacher at heart. So if I give you time to educate you, then hey man, then really that is
Let me show you the ways.
Let me show you the ways. The Jedi.
Look, I think to be honest with you, it's fine. I think it's honesty.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a big deal at all, to be honest with you.
No, I don't think it's a big deal at all. I think you're worrying about it is all in your head.
Yeah. There's more anxiety you're causing yourself than anything else.
Yeah.
All right. Connie
give me 1 second.
Go ahead.
Because he keep asking, listen, my eye, I'm going to answer this one more time. I have a busted blood vessel. Visine, nothing's going to help it. It's a busted blood vessel. It'll be healed in 2 weeks.
He was on set filming the backup for Wolverine.
Yeah.
And he got into a stunt accident.
Yeah, no.
So now that we know what you look like with the mask before this episode ends, you really
I really got to see it. I couldn't see anything. So
you got to put it back on for the people.
Yeah, I don't even know what it looked like because I couldn't even see myself. I couldn't even see anything.
All right. But it looked really cool.
That's cool.
Connie from Canada. It was definitely clip-worthy, by the way. Yeah. Connie from Canada, and Connie had sent us some questions. She's been an avid supporter, so I pulled her question again. It's a really basic one. Do you think you're a good kisser?
Do I think? Wait, they're asking me?
Well, just in general. Like,
do I think I'm a good kisser? Yeah.
Do you think anyone ever really says no?
No, I'm terrible at it. I'm horrible.
That's awful.
No, I think I'm really good at it. To be honest with you. I mean, I don't know.
You'd only know if you got complaints, and if you never get a complaint, then I don't really know. Yeah. But if you're sticking your tongue down someone's throat, you're probably not a good kisser. I wouldn't
say, if anybody dated me that watches the show and you still like me, then you can vote for me and say yes. If you hate
there's gonna be some that comes through that's gonna say,
"Oh, Chris is terrible.
Chris is terrible. He sucked my cheeks off my face."
All teeth.
Don't be haters.
All teeth.
All teeth. That's right. Is if you don't, the only time I ever think of someone as a bad kisser is if I'm watching people like and they're PDAing and they're sucking each other's face off, and I'm like, that's not.
No, you know what I think. You know what I think is I'll tell you right now what is a total kiss killer.
Yeah.
Bad breath.
Oh my God, it's awful.
Yeah, man, that's the worst. That is. So listen, before you
brush your teeth.
Nah, not only that, but like do the, check. Like freaking. All right, I'm good. Before you go in for that stuff, yeah. So freaking don't have bad breath.
I actually broke up with somebody in 8th grade because they had bad breath as a kisser.
Do you want to hear how horrible I am?
I can still remember their name.
I'm a terrible person. So
you're a terrible person.
I'm a terrible person. So I was like, how old are you?
16.
Yeah, I was like your son's age, right? I was like 16, 17. So I'll never forget this girl. I think her name was Kristen. Was her name. If you're watching, Kristen, I apologize. If
you've been following me for the last 40 years.
He's following me for the last 40 years, But yeah, we went on this date, and I'm annoyed. I want to say noises bother me, but I hate when people smack their gums, right? When they're eating.
Okay.
That drives me nuts.
Oh, it's a bad.
Oh, that drives me like it's like putting a nail through the wall, dude. Like I just go crazy, right? So we go get ice cream, and she starts eating ice cream like a cow, like. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? I'm like,
did you actually ask her?
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? I was like, she's like, what? It's really good. I'm like, yeah, but it's ice cream. Like you should be licking it and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And so we leave, and then she goes to kiss me. Oh man,
You just couldn't do it.
It smelled so bad. I literally pulled back. I was like, I think I gotta go.
Came up with an excuse.
and I left. I literally just left. I didn't even say anything. I was like, I gotta go, and I left. I'm such an asshole. If you're watching, I apologize. It's kind of a quick movie.
The only thing I've ever noticed somebody that really bothers me when they eat, which you can't, once you hear it, you can't get out of your head, is when I was watching someone eat soup and they would bite the spoon and they'd make the noise and pull the spoon out and then bite the spoon.
Yeah, no, that goes
It just like nails on a chalkboard.
It's the same with like popsicle sticks. If somebody's somebody's biting on a popsicle stick, it goes through me.
It goes through you.
Yeah, I can't deal with that, man. That drives me nuts.
All right, a sexy P from Arkansas. As much as
P from Arkansas.
Yes. And by the way,
Wait a minute, I feel like because it's from Arkansas, I'll cut you off. I feel like because it's from Arkansas, you should do this. Sexy P from Arkansas.
So we got a question in from Sexy P. Sexy P's coming all the way in from Arkansas. She wants to know, any of you gents have thoughts on the exercise mirror compared to going to the gym and using correct form? So essentially, when she wrote her question in, her concern was when you have these like the tonals, the exercise mirrors, the gym, at home equipment. Mm-hmm. Is it really comparable to going to the gym when you're thinking about form? And look, my only thought on this is, and I know you live in the gym environment for this. Whatever you're gonna do is better than nothing.
Yes.
So if you got tonal or the mirror at home and that's what you like to do, and you're consistent,
sure you use it.
And you're consistent.
Yeah, just make sure you use it.
Then it's awesome. Like we have gym equipment in my house. When we moved into the house, we didn't have a great gym, so we built a great gym in the house. And now, obviously, we have Lifetime. And actually, I was talking to my wife and my son, and we're actually taking the equipment out now. And we've had it for about 5 or so years, but we don't use it now. Yeah. Because the gym is just such a better option for us, right?
So one thing I will tell you not to buy is a treadmill. Don't buy a treadmill because you're just going to use it to hang your clothes on. That's all you're going to do. I don't know anybody that bought a treadmill that uses the treadmill.
You're looking at one. But here's why.
Yeah, I use it.
But here's why. Here's why. I bought a ridiculously amazing
treadmill.
I mean, commercial, spring-loaded. Running on that treadmill is 100 times better than running it at the gym.
Oh, really? I bet. No,
but to your point, but the only thing that messed us up when I ordered it, it was too tall for the house, so I can't stand in the basement. So it's in the garage. So outside that part,
that's cool.
But I get it. To your point, most of the times people they collect dust.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody said it on the treadmill watching this right now. Well, that's awesome.
That's the best way to do it.
The best way to do it. That's awesome.
What better audience for our podcast and working on the treadmill while they're listening to us?
To our podcast. That's what we're here for.
So, oh my God! Shout out my mother. My mom joined. Watching? My mom joined, and my wife is here.
Oh yeah, both of them are here. Hi, Mom.
Hello
wife.
there, Betty.
How you guys doing?
Hey, I better not tell any more stories about her. My mom's on here.
Heard them all. No, just kidding.
Mom, all 4 episodes. If you can find them, you're on there. All right. So You guys are all laughing.
Somebody has to see my ring.
There you go.
My dragon ring. Dragon. Man.
That's what got him in the eye.
So, I poked myself in the eye with my dragon ring.
Game of Thrones style.
Yeah.
You should see the dragon.
She,
All right.
she sit like this.
I believe it's John. It's Jana or Jonna. So I apologize. I'm going to go with Jana. Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. Thought it was a cool name.
Kill
Devil Hills, North Carolina.
Well, that sounds friendly.
I know, right?
Sounds very, very friendly.
I know from your podcast that you've struggled with mental health and self-harm ideation in recent years. I'm happy for you that you made it through it and thriving. Unfortunately, my brother did not survive his, we can't say it on the air, and it forever changed me. Do you think there's a defining moment that could have pushed somebody back to the light? Do you think that another person could have been there to save that person? And I think we talked about this on the first episode.
It's hard, right? Because you feel somewhat responsible. I've lost, I think, 3 of my friends to acts of self-harm. Early age when I was 16, a kid, Phil Reichert, and then this other kid, Josh Jackson, and some other people. But, you always, I'll be honest, when I was younger, when Phil hurt himself, it was really hard for me because me and Phil played soccer. We're 3 from kids, before even we started school. And I was really mad at him. I didn't understand it. This kid had everything. You think, listen, you people think I'm good looking. Phil was a stud. The kid, man, his funeral, every seat was taken by a hot chick, every single one. And the kid was a stud, and he was a nice kid. And I was mad. I was really mad. And it wasn't until I went through my own journey that I understood, right? So here's the biggest thing, right, is when somebody's in that hole or they're on that edge, they're looking in that abyss. The one thing that we don't understand is that when they're there, they feel like they're doing it for you. They feel like the world would be better off and everybody they care about would be better off if they weren't here.
They feel like they're doing everybody a favor.
They feel like they're doing everybody a favor.
Which they're not.
And so when Phil first hurt himself, I was mad. I was like, you selfish son of a bitch. You know what I mean? I was pissed. And I was like, how dare you do that to your mom and your friends and everybody that loved you? You're a selfish prick, bro. I was freaking mad, man. And it wasn't until I went through my own thing that I understood. I got it, man. Whatever Phil was going through at that moment, and whatever your brother was, a brother, correct? Mm-hmm. Her brother was going through at those moments. You have to understand it's not your responsibility. And if you don't see the signs, it's hard not to do anything. And I understand the guilt that comes with all that. But at the end of the day, it's their life, right? And all you can do is pay attention to signs. All right, for instance, I had somebody message me the other day, tell me that I put a post up that said, my therapist asked me why I'm not honest with them, and I said because I don't want to be hospitalized. Right? Is what I said. Post. And then somebody shared to me that they said the same thing because they're afraid to tell their therapist that they want to essay them or do that to themselves, and they're afraid that the therapist will hospitalize them. And my first immediate reaction was you should tell your therapist. You know what I mean? You should tell him because that's what they're there for. That, you should not hide that from your therapist. That's truly how you feel. Then you should definitely be honest with your therapist and tell them. And then I told him, I said, listen, man, whatever you feel like right now, I guarantee you and I give you my word that this will pass. You just have to stay here. It's such a hard thing because nobody that's serious about it is going to talk about it, right? They're not. But there's signs. For me, it was I stopped hanging out with everybody, right? I stopped hanging out with my friends. Anybody that was a positive person in my life, I removed myself from them. And I really went solitary. I went, and if it wasn't for my dog, the fact that my dog, I felt responsible for my dog and my kids. For me, I guess what really helped me was I thought about my kids. And I wouldn't want them to hurt themselves, right? So what kind of example is that? If I did that, no matter, I wouldn't be here. Yeah. But in the long run, it would have been my responsibility because I showed that example of how easy it is to quit. And that's not the example I wanted to show. So you gotta, if you know somebody that's going down that dark path, or you sense they are, you have to let them know they're loved and that life is better with them here. And that every day gives you an opportunity to do something new and learn something new and to change your thought pattern. And you have to ask them what their why is, because their why has to be bigger than their reason, right? So my why was my kids, and the dog at the time, as simple as the dog, freaking, and so yeah. So if you know anybody like that, man, just be aware and just let them know they're loved. That the world is better because they're here, because that in their mind they think it's better if they're not. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry about your brother. I'm really that sucks. I feel terrible for your family. But but on the flip side, now that you've been through this experience, you can help somebody else, right? That hopefully if they're on that path, you can stop them, right? So take it as much as it sucks as a moment to be a hero in somebody else's life, but take that experience and help other people.
And I think the thing that people really get, if you're not familiar with it or you haven't dealt with it, there is this really odd misconception that people who have money or fame or looks or looks like they have everything together does not mean they have everything together.
No.
And that's a big misconception. But the other thing, and look, you said it perfectly, so everything you said is great. And we talked about this the other day. Please, if you're out there and you're just listening, please, 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 the world is a better place with you in it. Amen. I promise you. Everybody will miss you. You're not doing anybody a favor you're just not.
Yeah.
I mean, you're totally not.
It's better. You have an opportunity, man. You were given an opportunity. I mean, what is it, like a 1 in 7 million or something chance that you're born, right? That you're here?
It's over 1 in a trillion that you even exist.
That you even exist. So you're here for a reason.
On a rock floating in space.
On a big marble.
Knows what's going on.
Space, right? Like you were here for a reason, right? So take advantage of it. Don't waste it.
Yeah. All right. Megan. Megan didn't tell us where she's from, but Megan said a little interesting one. She said, "What do you love the most about yourself? And would you name something that made you smile today?" That was good.
That was pretty good. That's pretty positive. Name something I love about myself. I make people smile every day. Yeah, I mean, I literally every day. I'm very fortunate that I get to go into a place that I like to work, and I get to say hi to a whole bunch of people, and they all excited or happy to see me, and I make a difference. And that's one thing I love. I mean, I make a difference every day at my job. I mean, it's pretty amazing I get to do that.
Yeah, I think for me, the thing I love the most about myself is I am very comfortable with the fact that I'll never be a finished product. I want to learn. I want to continue to grow. I know I don't always make the best decisions, but I wake up every day and know that I try really hard, and I'm open to continue to learn. And I think learning to love yourself for who you are is a really big step. So I think that's where I'm at. And what made you smile today?
What made me smile today?
Yeah.
Coming to do the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. Coming to do Advice Unfiltered.
Yeah.
Shameless plug. Advice Unfiltered.
Yes. What made me smile today is for you guys to know, let's see, my wife, my mom are on. Oh, look. Is that? Oh my God, my boss is on.
Your boss is on.
My boss is on.
Don't fire him.
I told you, I keep it clean.
Yeah.
And my son's here.
Clean it all.
He doesn't.
Don't keep it clean at all.
But yeah.
I was just restricted for some audiences. Why?
Because we probably talk. Oh, who knows?
I didn't even say anything.
Because it's children. All right. Going on to fitness. All right. So we got some fitness questions in. Let's see. Let's go to Sophia from Los Angeles, California. She asks, "How effective are cold plunges for muscle recovery?"
I think we talked about this before.
Yeah.
So cold plunges are great for your mind. To teach you self-control. Because it takes a lot of willpower to get in a cold plunge. They're great for, muscle inflammation, right? They're not, and I repeat this because this is the biggest fallacy here. If you are working out and you are doing weights, the last thing you should do is go into cold plunge when you're done.
Nope.
It actually counterbalances everything you're trying to do, right? So the cold plunge is good in the days off. It's good for inflammation. Say you got some knee pain, some arthritis, stuff like that. Beautiful, great thing. But if you're doing it to gain muscle, then you're wasting your time.
And if I'm not mistaken, lifting weights essentially to build muscle, you need that inflammation.
You do,
because that's what happens,
you
right?
Put your muscles in atrophy. Yeah, you need your muscles to go into atrophy to get those tendons and fibers to separate to cause muscle growth, right? So that's why you have to, eat after you're done working out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, don't be a hero. Every research I've ever read on it, after 3 minutes, there's
no benefits.
There's no benefits.
No
so
benefits.
just because you can go in for 6 minutes and freeze your balls off.
Now, I will say this. So I was talking about this with a bunch of guys in the sauna the other day. And the one guy...
Wait, by the way, go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Go Eagles. Anyway.
Eagles fans.
Yeah. So, what was it saying? Oh, in the sauna. I was in the sauna. That's okay. I was in the sauna. And we were having this exact conversation with somebody else about the cold plunge. And he told me this. He goes, man, listen, I tried to have a baby with my wife for 3 years when I couldn't get her pregnant. Because I started doing the cold plunge. He says it raised his testosterone levels up, and he was able to get his wife pregnant. In which case, I told him there's another reason I'm not going to cold plunge. I'm not trying to knock off anybody. Not happening.
Well, I would have to think that going in the sauna doesn't help you if you're trying to have a baby, right? It's almost like taking a warm bath.
Burning,
warm temperature kills your fertility, right?
I don't know. I
don't know how much it's true, but
because literally, like, you got to figure, like, I don't think being in the cold would.
I don't know how being in the cold would either.
Yeah, I don't know. I think being in the warm would actually increase it because they get more room to like swim.
They're not frozen.
Right? They're not frozen. I don't know, whatever.
They're not swimming through with a small coat and a scarf on, just going through.
Hola, Argentina.
Look, if you get pregnant from being in a cold plunge, your sperm are heroes, and your kid's probably a Viking. So
there
all good stuff.
Probably a Viking. Absolutely, probably a Viking.
Your kid's a Viking.
Yes.
All right. Maria from Denver, Colorado asks, are wearable fitness trackers really accurate for measuring calories burned?
See,
I'm gonna help you. No.
No. Yeah. No. If we can, you know what I mean. It's all like it's just like the InBody, right? It's all a.
It's a good. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're good to kind of get like where you're at, and you can measure it against each other.
Yeah, it's a good way to sense where you are, and then
Use
there's so many different variables in all of them.
Yeah.
The InBody is so many different variables. There's really, unless you're going to see a doctor, I think there's some athletic trainers that actually have a precise thing. They hook you up to a VO2 max, and they do all this stuff that actually takes down a lot of the variables for athletes. But if you're just talking about like your Apple Watch or your that was that thing that everybody wears. Was it Weeble? Something with the Weeby?
Weeble Wobble?
Wobble. I don't know. Something that everybody wears. You know what it's called?
Like the
Whoop. Yeah, it's the Whoop.
Oh, yeah, I have a Whoop, and I don't really wear it.
Everybody wears the Whoop, right? So if we can.
Why wear something that's going to count for $30, $40 a month, by the way?
Yeah.
It's $130. By the way, I have one, so stupid too.
Yeah.
After a month of wearing a car on your wrist to tell you how many steps you took.
I have clients of mine that wear the, what's the one that starts with a G? What's it called?
Why I know there's I have a fitness. What's the one I have? I have a Fitbit.
The Fitbit.
Fitbit I have, not a Garmin, right?
Garmin, yeah. Is it Garmin?
Garmin used to be the thing.
Is that the watch?
That used to be what you drive, but they make a watch.
They make a watch,
yeah,
right?
because they used to just be GPS for your car.
Yeah, they're all saying the Garmin.
Yeah, it's a Garmin.
Yeah. So again, it's.
Yeah, this is one.
Oh, you got the. Is that the Cora?
Yeah.
The Cora ring, right?
Yeah, they get the rings too. Yeah, no, I mean, listen, it's all great to have a great kind of idea, right? Where you're at, where it's a good idea to keep a like track record but I'm going to be honest with you, man. If you're going to do that, then you got to do the other. Like, you got to eat right.
Yeah, all the other stuff, right?
You got to do the other stuff. Like, don't just go buy a piece of equipment and be like, oh, I'm going to be fit now. Like, you know what I mean? Like use it to what it's supposed to be used for. You know what I mean?
I think before you make that purchase, ask yourself, what are you really buying it for? Like I have one, and the only reason I actually had one at work, we had a fitness contest which we created to raise money for Make-A-Wish.
Oh, yeah?
But what we did is we tracked it, and we tracked everybody's steps at work, and it was a fun thing to do. And then I had it, but every now and then I break it back out when I'm just curious, like how accurate my phone is versus my watch. But if you're using it for calories burned, this is what I would tell you: don't believe it, but you can use it as, hey, today I burned this, tomorrow I burned this. You can kind of get an idea.
Yeah, you got an idea how much effort you put into the day.
Yeah,
right?
that's really it.
Yeah, you can see how much effort you put in the day, and you kind of keep a rough idea of where your blood pressure's at, where your heart rate's at. But it's not an exact science. It's just not. It's not going to read it accurately. It's you know what I mean. There's just going to be too many variables.
Ava from Philadelphia, since we're talking about
Go
people
Birds.
being from Go Birds, Ava from Philadelphia came in with a question. Do I need to take pre-workout supplements, or are they overrated?
So some people do, right? Some people, pre-workout's a great way to start the workout. Like some people are exhausted or whatever, but it's like drinking a lot of coffee, right?
It's mostly caffeine with a little bit of creatine in it, which you can just buy separately.
Yeah.
And but if you're as old as I am and Chris is, then you remember things like Jack 3D and like
Yellow Jackets,
whatever.
What was the fat burner they used to have?
Well, I remember there was Xenadrin, or that was one.
No, there was another one that was a fat burner that they took off the market because it was killing people.
Yeah, well, the problem is it's really cocaine, and it's not even real ingredients in there because it's not FDA tested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, none of it's tested. I mean, it's just high caffeine. That's all it is.
It's a lot of
Yeah,
caffeine.
it's a lot of caffeine. I don't think you should, especially if you start working out. If you just start working out, you should definitely not take pre-workout. You should definitely not be drinking energy drinks.
No.
To get your day going.
So what you're saying is your heart should not be beating out of your t-shirt while you're working out.
No,
at the
you should be
gym.
scratching your face and like scratching your arms, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh,
Get off my equipment. Get off my equipment.
Pre-workout. You know what I mean? Like, no, you should definitely just start off natural. Don't be taking anything, man. Like, just change your diet as far as your food goes. And just start your day by exercising, and doing that.
Yeah. Zoe from Kansas City, Missouri. Is walking 10,000 steps really enough for fitness? I think it's a decent marker that you're moving enough.
Yeah, I think it's good that you're moving, right? If you can, I don't think there's any exact steps that really, it's just like anything. It's just a goal, right?
Well, I think most of the time people don't realize, and this is really true. If you go and do a macro calendar, it'll ask you how active you are in a day.
Yeah.
And people think just because you went to the gym, you put down very active. And then you actually realize you go to the gym for an hour, but you sit at a desk at your job for 8 or 9 hours.
Yeah.
You are not active. You do not walk a lot of steps. You'll probably walk 3,000 to 4,000 steps in a day. So, 10,000 it's an arbitrary number, but if you're...
And walking is good for you.
Walking's great.
I mean, walking's great for you. It's absolutely an amazing thing for you. It's so you can do it at all ages. But you do need to do weights too. Like you got to work out with weights. You have to. Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Lucas from Nashville, Tennessee. What are the benefits of lifting heavy weights versus doing high reps?
So the benefit of doing heavy weights is gaining muscle mass. So the heavier the weight is, the lower the reps, the more muscle mass. If you're trying to put on size and you're trying to build strength, it's the best way to go, right? You overload the muscles, and it makes them freak out and go, "Oh my God, I got to get stronger."
Yeah.
And they get stronger. Now, doing high reps is great for endurance. It's great for sculpting. It's great for building stamina, especially if you're doing a circuit motion. Where you're moving from one machine or one exercise to another exercise. It's great for the heart. It's a great way to do that. It depends on where you're at in your age, what your goals are. You know what I mean? So you just have to see what your goals are.
It's so hard because in the winter, I love to lift heavy because I eat and drink like it's the winter. But then you get to now in March is now when today was the first day I lifted and I will for probably the next 3 months light. So I did 15 to 20 rep range.
Yeah.
But it is amazing. You really got to check your ego at the door. Sometimes.
Oh, when you go high reps?
Oh, yeah, when you go high reps.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. No, that's why I do, like me personally, I work out, 4 to 5 days a week. I work out way too much, to be honest with you. I would never tell anybody to work out like I do. I work out like 2-3 hours a day. So does Tony. We both work out a lot. I would never tell anybody to do that on a regular basis. But that said, I do 100 reps on every exercise I do.
Yeah.
Like I do 25 reps on everything. And I do that because, one, I'm older, right? So I'm not trying to build large, huge muscle masses at my age. I'm 48 years old, so I'm just trying to maintain and keep my heart healthy and make sure that I look good when I take my shirt off.
Less injury too, right?
Yeah, less injury too, right? Like there's no reason that I have nothing to prove to anybody, right? So my biggest thing is I don't care if I can bench 325 anymore. I don't care if I can do all this stuff because literally it doesn't benefit my joints or anything, man. So I just want to be able to do this till I'm 100. And still look good doing it. That's my goal.
And we joke all the time, but it's really true. No girl you're ever gonna date is gonna walk up to you and be like, "Hey, how much do you bench?" But when you do it, it's really for the bros. That's it. It's really for your friends and your kids.
That would be so funny. I would cut. How much do you bench? I'd be, how much you bench?
How much you bench?
How much you bench? What do you bench? Huh? What are you benching?
All right, so let's move into health since we did some fitness, so we'll go to health.
Yeah.
I love this one. Is drinking lemon water with hot sauce? Oh, Sophia from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Is drinking lemon water in the morning with hot sauce really as beneficial as people say?
I've never heard that before.
It's a part of a diet. So when people go on a diet, what they do is they get a gallon of water, they squeeze lemon in it, and they put cayenne pepper in it, and they're supposed to drink it. It's part of some, I don't know, it's one of those diets, and they drink it all day long.
All that's doing is a dietary supplement, right?
Just
so
making you full.
It's just making you pee.
Yeah.
That's all it's doing. It's just making you pee.
People think it's a wonder thing, but and I get it, but it's another short-term hack that doesn't last a long time. You'll feel full for a while, but at some point you're not going to carry around a gallon of water every morning for the rest of your life.
No.
No.
With
putting lemon squeezes and cayenne pepper in it, but
yeah. I mean, I don't know if it works. I've never done it. I never heard of it, so I never.
You could make it be. Look, you could make any diet work. for the short term if you stuck to
Well,
it.
here's a fun fact. All right, here's something that you guys probably don't know. So there was a writer, a journalist, who wanted to show that these fads, they get put in these health magazines and these nutrition magazines and get talked about on Good Morning America and all this stuff, are BS, right?
Yeah.
So what he did is, and I don't know if you guys remember this, what he did is he wrote down that you can lose weight eating chocolate. Do you remember hearing this?
No.
Yeah, so he said you could lose weight. You remember hearing this? He said he wrote this big dossier of you can eat chocolate this many times a day and it'll help you lose weight because of the caffeine beans in the chocolate and blah, 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 right? And it literally made it so big and went around the world so much that they talked about it in Good Morning America. They talked about it on Fox News. They put it in these dietary, I think New York Times or New York put it in their thing. And it was bullshit. The whole thing was bull. And he did it to show that these people never actually do the study. You can say whatever you want in these medical journals, pay a certain amount of money, like $80, and they'll print it and they'll put it in their medical journal. And again, there's no scientific proof behind any of it, right?
Did you ever see the one that got approved by the medical community that taking your dog to a dog park causes more dog on dog crime? I can't say the word. I can't say the word, but when a male forces himself on a female, that crime, I don't want to get shot at. So anyways, so two guys proved a point and they wrote a paper that said they went to the dog park every day for a year and witnessed that dog crimes were on the rise. And it was because dog on dog crime. And not only did it get published, it got, I guess when you write a paper, another doctor, somebody's got to sign off on it. It had like 37 signatures that the research was good, and it was dog on dog crime.
I believe that happens all the time. All the time.
So
especially in Central Park.
By the way, you can lose weight eating chocolate if all you eat is chocolate and you eat it at a deficit.
Yeah. Just 3 chocolate bars a day.
Your health will be disgusting, but all right. So let's see. Oh, Nathan from Omaha, Nebraska. Home of Warren Buffett. Are artificial sweeteners actually bad for your health?
Yes, absolutely 100% bad for your health.
Do you, by the way, I say that as I drink a Coke Zero.
Yeah, I don't think mine has any in it.
No, but I'll be honest with you. Something's going to take me out one day, so I'm splending it up.
Yeah,
it's better than real sugar.
Stuff has aspartame in it. Aspartame shrinks your arteries. It's not good for you.
It doesn't digest in your stomach. Well, it's artificial. Anything artificial is not good.
I can't hear what you're saying.
Anything artificial is not good. Anything artificial, you're going to find 20 years from now, they're going to tell you.
It's not good for you.
Yeah, none of this stuff is good. If the word artificial is in front.
Yeah, it's not good for you.
You already know it's not good.
No.
But I think the trick is like anything, moderation, right? So I can't say anything about it because I prefer to drink Coke Zero over a Coke. And but I also don't pretend that a Coke Zero is healthy.
No.
So I don't live in a fancy world.
I don't drink soda.
All right. Oh, I drink way too many Coke Zeros now. Okay. So Aria from Madison, Wisconsin. Does gut microbiome health affect skin conditions like acne?
Yes.
Affects everything.
Affects everything, right? Yeah, it affects everything. Yeah, gut health affects everything. It's if you have an unhealthy gut, everything else falls symptomatic to it. So you literally that's why it's good to do say you've eaten like McDonald's and like crap for years. It's good to reset.
Cleanse.
Yeah, to cleanse, reset your gut health. There's things you can do. There's different things you can get, especially at Lifetime.
Yeah.
They got the detox there that you can get that'll help reset your gut health. So that way, when you start your healthy eating journey, you can start fresh and clean.
Yeah.
Gut health's huge.
And if you're really suffering from skin disorders, what you can do, and I don't recommend this for everybody, but if you can do an elimination diet where you actually, you reset to zero and slowly introduce back foods. I know a lot of people use the carnivore diet for that reason because they do it only for long enough till they reintroduce vegetables back in, and then they start to realize the foods that trigger their skin conditions like psoriasis.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is you got to find really good probiotics. I know my favorite company is Seed. Seed makes the probiotic in a pill, but then it's in another pill.
Oh, yeah.
So it actually gets into the intestines and passes all the way through the body.
That's cool.
So that's a really good company. But your gut, I don't think people realize how much your gut affects your health, your skin, everything.
Somebody wrote they heard that McDonald's food stays in your stomach for years. I don't. That's not true.
Nothing stays in my stomach for years.
Stays in your stomach for years. That's not
Don't you? The worst is when I see like the colon cleanse things or whatever. And they're like, I ate a steak. They say there's 17 pounds of steak sitting in my stomach right now. You're like,
well, they got that from that John Wayne thing. Remember John Wayne when he died? They found like 85 pounds of crap.
I don't know how much that's like.
That's not true.
No.
Again, yeah, no.
It's all a lie, and if you believe that,
that's like when they say gum stays in your system for 7 years.
7 years. I remember that.
Remember that?
Your parents tell you that.
Yeah, if you swallow that gum, it'll stay in your stomach for 7 years.
Yeah. So none of that stuff is true. But yes, definitely, if you have some gut issues or if you have skin conditions, think about it.
Do we have a question from little Donna?
There were so many. So
yeah, I don't know. There's so many questions. I don't know, Donna.
Little Donna, what did you want to know? Why you're on here?
Yeah, I don't know. Is she asking a question now? I don't know.
Ah.
Anyway, go ahead.
All right, so let's slide into some dating questions. All right. Vanessa from Miami, Florida. Miami. All right. Why do men seem to lose interest only after a few weeks of dating?
Oh, there's so many variables to answer that question.
So many variables.
There's so many variables. It all depends. Like, I mean.
What's your first thought? Because I'm not going to lie. My first thought, if somebody repeatedly has this happen, is either they're putting out way too fast.
Yes.
And you're just giving the cookies away and people are like, I'm good now.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I can think of.
Yeah.
And I only biasly say that because Miami's that kind of place.
Yeah. No, I can see that. If you're giving it up too fast.
That's definitely one thing, for sure.
Here's the thing. Even men like to play the game as much as they say they don't. They like to play the game too. You know what I mean? So not always showing your whole dessert before you get to have it.
No.
You know what I mean? If you can,
don't show the cherries and the whipped cream right away.
Yeah, like hold a little bit of mystery. Make it work for a little bit. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that.
But Vanessa, also think to yourself, what makes you lose interest in men over time? And I would be honest with you, it's probably not that much different. So maybe it's something you're doing, maybe it's the speed you're going, or maybe you could be dating the wrong people. But like Chris said, there's so many variables to that question.
Yeah.
But yeah, I my only thought would be maybe that. But you can follow up with more if you have another follow up, Vanessa. You can throw it in the chat for us. Is it true, Chris from Chicago, Illinois? Is it true that women are more interested in a man's status than a man's looks?
Ooh, no.
Ooh,
no. I don't agree with that. No. I used to have a friend of mine that says to me all the time, he's like, Chris, you're the brokest motherfucker I know that gets laid. So, like, no. I mean, it plays a role, at least it plays a role in long term, right?
Yes.
So long term, it plays a role, right? Like, you can definitely pick up a chick and be broke and have that short term
thing.
Right? But at the end of the day, man, like, people want to feel safe. They don't want to support you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to freaking... you don't want to take another kid.
I just read that one of the two biggest, maybe TikTok or Instagram stars were dating, and she's more famous than he is, and she just divorced him. And I just literally listened to this yesterday, and they were asking her why, and she goes, "So we're married, and she's like, we're splitting the rent. She's like, I'm paying all the other bills." And it's like, okay, it's fine, it's a relationship, whatever. But then she's like, I'm mowing the lawn, I'm taking care of the house,
shit.
I'm cooking.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, who are you married to? Like,
well, that guy had it good.
Oh my God. Until he didn't.
Until he didn't.
Look,
wow.
Chris, this is what I would tell you. First of all, you always got to remember there's somebody for everybody, right?
Yes.
So looks are in the eye of the beholder. I think what most people want, not even just women, is someone who's got their shit together.
Yeah.
They don't want to have to babysit you in a relationship. They want to truly feel like you're a partner and that you're going to be able to, my favorite quote actually is from my dad's my dad's wife, my stepmom. She said to me one time, she said, marriage is never 50-50. It's 100-100. She's like, you will never, whatever energy you have to give, whether it's 10% and you're at 90 and one day you're at 90 and they're at 10, but you can't just feed off another person. You can't just mooch off them and think that it's going to last.
No, you can't, man. No, nobody wants another child. Unless you find yourself that person as a motherly figure or whatever. But even then, like, that's, I don't know, to me, that's a turnoff.
Yeah. Big turnoff.
Yeah.
Tyler from Nashville, Tennessee. Shout out Tyler.
All right. Tyler? I got a brother, Tyler.
I never heard this one, but I'm assuming you're good. What are the biggest green flags in a potential partner?
Ooh, green flags?
So when you're looking to date a woman, what are your green flags? I never heard the term green flags.
Never heard the term green flags?
I never did, yeah.
Really?
Never. I mean, I have to assume they're good because red
that's-
sucks.
I was going to say, I guess 'cause nobody's ever said Tony's had a green flag.
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
What?
I said because nobody ever said you had a green flag. That's
Never. I'm all red flag. It worked
red
out. So
why. Right? Now, who am I talking? I'm the one sitting here single. I'm busting your ass.
I
I'm
only had to
sitting here
find one person who liked red flags. It worked out.
Yeah.
I got lucky.
No. Is there certain green flags? Yeah, man. Like, I think one of the biggest green flags is fun. Like, if you meet somebody that has a sense of humor and, like, they're on your wavelength and bust your ass back as much as you bust on them,
Yeah.
I think it's a green flag, right? I think that's because that's somebody. I think humor is intelligence, and I also think it's an honesty behind humor. You know, people that are trying to be funny and have a good sense of humor, just being themselves.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's a huge green flag. I think sense of humor and being able to take a joke and bust a joke is a huge green flag. I think that's one of the things I look for. You know, I look for somebody who's fun and doesn't take the world too seriously because. Well, Lord knows I do. I take the world seriously, and so I want somebody just to like kind of joke around with, have fun with.
Well,
you know what I mean?
well, and you know this, and I mean this in a nice way. It's your situation. I know my situation for a long time when I was a single dad. There's a lot that you have to deal with that's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to meet someone that takes that heavy off you and brings some levity to the
Doesn't
relationship.
stress you out.
Yes.
Yes. No, I agree 100%, man. And I think another green flag is somebody who makes an effort, right?
Yeah.
Somebody who actually will send you a message saying they miss you or they that they care or just let you know have a great day. You know what I mean? I think those are green flags. I think somebody who makes an effort to come and see you, you know, is it's one to put the time in and rearrange your schedule or whatever to see you.
Yeah.
Is a green flag to a point.
To a point.
To a point, right?
No stalking.
No stalking. Yeah, no stalking.
My two that I think right off. First of all, I really appreciate people that, to your point, say nice things. I think I really appreciate nice comments like that are that you don't have to ask for. And someone just like, hey, you look nice today.
Yeah.
Or hey, I really miss you. Like I love that as a green flag.
Yeah.
The other one's just my potential green flag. I love an aggressive woman.
Yeah, no, I do too.
I'm not gonna lie.
I do too.
It's my favorite.
No, I do too, man. Somebody's not afraid to say.
Flags.
Yeah, somebody's not afraid to say what they're feeling.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, I wish you would throw me against the wall right now. You'd be like, what? You know,
it's a good green flag that I appreciate.
No, I like that. I like some grr.
Yeah.
Some I like that.
So yes. All right.
Grr.
Some grr. You do it way better than I do, so I'll let you ground to the mic. We'll just edit mine out. Jessica from Dallas, Texas. This is an interesting one. Is texting chemistry a real thing, or should I be focused more on in-person vibes?
Both. So here's the thing. I talked about this with somebody at the gym the other day. So women love word porn, right? So if you can text a woman and talk to her in a certain way through text, it goes a lot more than it does saying it at the time, right? Now, I think in person is amazing. I think that the eye-to-eye contact, that transverse of energy, is key. Is to moving things progressively forward. But to start, if you're both busy, I think good conversation in text, and done the right way can go a long way.
Well, it goes back to what I said last week when you asked about 50 Shades of Grey, and I said women can read the hell out of some porn.
Yes.
So,
yes.
It definitely goes for the more verbal thought outside. Here's an interesting tag along to their question. So, if texting chemistry is a real thing, if you were in a relationship and you caught your partner texting somebody else in a flirtatious way, do you consider that cheating?
Ooh, yeah.
I do 100%.
100%. That's you leading on to something, man. Like, that's definitely cheating. That's definitely cheating.
You're opening the door.
You open the door. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, I definitely agree that there's chemistry there. But, to Chris's point, you have to make sure that I think that it's a fun way to build it. It's the one thing I do appreciate about online dating. Or just dating, there's this, you can have this relationship and build up, and there's this fun to texting and this conversation, and there's good build up.
Yeah, no, it's good foreplay.
Yes. And then
it's good foreplay.
And then when you come in person, you want to deliver on it.
Yeah, you want to deliver on it. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be like, yo, this is what's going to happen. You're going to have fun. You're going to remember my name.
All right. right.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Derek from Charlotte, North Carolina. And look, by the way, shout out because our audience now is really kind of shifted to a lot more men are joining in.
Yeah, which is
I've got
awesome.
a lot more male questions.
Which is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, which is amazing.
Derek from Charlotte, North Carolina. How do I move on when my ex has already found someone new? Just move on.
Yeah, just move on, bro. Here's the biggest thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're looking to move on in a relationship, the biggest thing you can do is block them on your social media.
Oh, absolutely. Please don't stalk them on social
block
media.
them on your social media because that shuts that door. Because I know, because I've been there. You're gonna look, and you're gonna be like, oh, and it's gonna make you want to reach out and blah blah blah. Just block them. I'm not saying you can't go back eventually.
I get it.
But heal first, right? If we can heal first, move on from the situation, especially if they left you.
And you're hurt by it, you should definitely shut it down.
Yeah, and if it's definitely over, then shut it down.
Yeah,
shut it down.
Yeah, to your point, I think we talk a lot about this on other episodes about can you be friends with exes and all that stuff. I think, what mental state are you in the breakup? And if you're hurting, to your point, heal first and then bring those things back in. But do not stay on their social media because you're going to be up 2 o'clock in the morning drunk one day and just write, hey.
Oh, yeah, you're going to write some bullshit stuff.
Yeah.
Go back.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. Somebody asked a question here I thought was pretty good. Sexy Mama wrote, what if you have kids, right? So what if you have kids? I've been there. Tony's been there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What you have to do is set those boundaries for yourself. I understand. I don't follow my kid's mom on social media. You know what I mean?
No.
I don't follow her at all. She doesn't follow me. We only talk about my son. So those boundaries are set. So you have to set those boundaries for respect. And what it is respect for yourself, right? It's respecting yourself and your own feelings. Because you have to think about it. If me and Tony were sitting there talking and we were going through something similar to that, what would I tell him? I would tell him exactly what I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And say he would do it vice versa. So knowing that, then I would have to do it myself. Take my own advice.
Look, if you're friends with your ex, I think the best way, the only reason that you're going on their social media, you can make the excuse, I just want to see what my kids are up to. But the reality of it is if you have a good relationship with your ex, they'll just send you pics of what you did. You know what hey, I'm taking my son, taking the kid skiing. I'll send you some pics. I think that's a much more healthy way because, look, let's be honest. You're going to run into some things on social media. You're going to have a feeling about them. And it'll always be when your kid's with you and they're out doing something and then you're going to take it personal. So just save yourself the headache.
Yeah, save your headache. Yeah.
All right. Olivia from Kansas City, Missouri. Is it a red flag if somebody doesn't post about their relationship on social media? Oh, we got a no from the sound engineer.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's a red flag.
No. What do you? Is it? We got 3 no's.
It's not a no. It's a
Okay.
50-50.
Here,
So what,
I'm gonna help you guys.
Don't post about their social
If
media.
you're in a relationship and you don't put anything out to the universe on social media, the 3 of you are crazy. It's definitely a red flag. There's no. If you have social media and you can't show a picture of your partner, your spouse, your friend.
I think it depends on what status of social media you're at.
But I'm saying if you're dating them, I don't expect you to go on one date and show up there. But
here's my thing,
do you? I know. Well, you have social media, so this would be a great question for you.
Yeah, no, I think it's good when things are good. I think it's fine if they both talk about it and they do it right. It's also different when you have a big social media following. You have people who hate and people who make comments and stuff like that, and people who could attack. Like I don't like to post a lot of. I know I post some videos of my kid, but people have stole those videos of me and my kid. You know what I mean? And if I really care about somebody and she doesn't want to be in social media, then I'm not. I'm not. You know what I mean?
That's one thing. If your partner doesn't want to be on it, here's the easiest way I look at it. When you met the person, what is their social media presence like? What are they putting out there? So if it's always work related and it's nothing personal, I totally get it. Yeah. That's why we talk about, if you guys follow me on most channels, I don't accept Instagram. I actually created a separate one. TikTok, I have a following small, but Facebook, you can request me all day. If you're not family, I just don't accept it. Not for any other reason that's my private space.
Like perfect example, The Rock, you hardly ever see him post anything with his wife.
Oh yeah.
Ever. You know
well, his is business related,
and she doesn't like it. Well, he posts stuff with his kids.
Oh yeah, he does.
But she doesn't like it, so she doesn't want the world to know who she is, right?
Oh
she
yeah.
She doesn't want to be in the public eye, so she stays back from it all. So I think it all depends. Again,
depends on your partner.
Depends on your partner.
But what if your partner wants to be on it and you keeps? And
then that's a red flag.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, if your partner wants to be on it and you're like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Now, I get if your work, totally understand. Like you have a huge following. You're doing it for work-related purposes like The Rock or Kevin.
Yeah.
I get it. But don't forget, look at Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's got a huge following. His wife wants to be, so that's
his wife likes the attention.
Yeah, if your partner likes the attention, then you should be out there. But to each their own. How's that?
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Rachel from San Antonio, Texas. How long? And this is. Oh, here, we'll go Brandon first. Brandon from Minneapolis, Minnesota. How do I deal with rejection without taking it personally? Well, look, I'll say this.
That's a tough question.
I actually learned this lesson at 30, right before I dated my wife. And that's 30 plus years. Here's the thing. When you break up with someone, don't take it personally. Take it as an opportunity to get better so that the next time you run into somebody that you like, you're just a better person for them. So I think, and we talked about that one time, you're going to break up with every single person you're ever with. All of them. Every single person you date, you are going to break up with all of them except for one. So when a relationship ends, instead of taking it personally, just say to yourself, what could I have done better? What could I be?
So you're saying if somebody rejects you, how do you handle it?
Yeah.
Fuck them. They're lost. Fuck them, but you're
Block
lost,
them,
man.
stalk them on social media.
You watch me get fucking huge. You watch me get so goddamn big that you'll be looking at me later going, oh, man, I fucked up. That's exactly what's going to happen.
It's like that song. There's that video, that song from the 90s, and he's driving a car and it's singing it to his ex-girlfriend because he finally made it big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, freaking listen.
Yeah.
You reject me, I'm going to get in the best shape of my fucking life. I am going to be fucking shredded. Freaking, I'm going to make sure that fucking I look better than everybody else you're fucking dating.
Yes.
And I'm going to become so fucking successful that you're going to regret it. Bottom line. That's fuel for my fire.
Yeah, well, I will say this. Yeah. I got divorced from his mom, and it's not an exaggeration. My son's over there. The next day, the day after I moved out, I went and bought running shoes and started running, and it was 8 months later, I was shredded.
Yeah, dude.
I was shredded.
Give me fuel for my fire. Tell me I ain't good enough. So my son, my oldest son, this is great. This is great. I say, if you're watching, bro, because me and my oldest son are talking so I took 2 weeks off of the gym, right? Because I've hit a point in my life where, first time in my life that I'm at peace. I'm chilled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't feel like I don't have any demons to exercise. I don't have to I don't have anything to prove. I'm good. I'm good. And I was talking to my son about it. My oldest son was, messaged me, he goes, Dad, I put up 100s today for 6, and blah, blah, blah. But that's awesome. And he goes, yeah, he goes, and I told him what I said. I said, I haven't worked out in a couple weeks. And I told him why. And he goes, no, I get it. He goes, yeah. He goes, I don't know, man. He goes, I'm feeling the same way too. He goes, I'm about to date somebody and have her break up with me just so I got feel okay, my ass
go back to the gym.
I loved it. I was like, yeah, dude, right? Go feel that heartache so that way you can go kill yourself at the gym. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Bury those feelings down in there.
When somebody rejects you, man, it gives you an opportunity to go prove them wrong. Bottom line.
Or, like I said, just make yourself better. It's all the same, but I get it.
Or you can listen to Tony.
Well, look, I think my way of saying it is just be better, which means
just be better.
Bury your pain way down there and go take some pre-workout and hit the gym.
Hear that? Look at me now.
There you go.
Look at me now. Yeah.
All right, moving into sex as we start to get towards the end. Tyler from Chicago, Illinois. Is porn messing up my expectations in real life? Yes. Tyler, if you're asking that question, yes, that is. Not a lot of people do that in real life. Come on. I mean, look.
I don't know.
Do you think, I don't
know.
You could go down a rabbit hole on porn. Some of the stuff out there is nuts.
You get some great ideas.
No,
you know
could.
what I mean? I don't know. Listen, I don't know how to say this.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, right. I don't know how to say it. But yeah, no, I'm thinking I don't know. Never mind.
No,
maybe it can. Maybe it can be bad.
No. I don't think. Here's the thing. The only time I ever think of, first of all, I don't think porn's bad at all. I don't.
No, I don't think
I think there are people. I wonder how younger generations of people, because they have access to porn so young.
Well, I don't think it bothers them now. It's not a thing now.
But no, I don't think it bothers them. But I think in my head, how does it shape what they think sex is? Because don't forget, we had this conversation that study came out from Harvard or Yale where most people are staying virgins now till they're 25. That was like the new, that study came out. So it's interesting because you would think that wouldn't be the truth, but
not good for them.
Look, first of all, porn's fan. It's the number one industry in the world.
Here's what I was gonna say. I like to fuck like a porn star. I mean, I like.
That's fine.
I like going for hours. I like fucking do whatever position. Freaking you know what I mean?
You're taking pre-workout in the middle.
I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like, I look at it as a cardio workout. Like, I want to get my abs in shape. It's the best way to burn calories and all that good stuff. So, like, I think it's a great way to get motivation to do better in bed, right?
You learn some things.
You learn some things, right? Yeah. Fuck yeah. There you go. There's my answer.
I just always laugh at how it takes porn to be the drive. Like the internet is, you look at the internet, like what's everyone search for? Yeah. It's like porn, and then like way down here is like ESPN. it's like, so of course it's a big business thing.
It's huge.
There's nothing wrong with it. I just make sure. There is if you're choosing to watch porn instead of having sex with your partner. That's what I'm saying, right?
Bottom line. So if you only can look at that to get off, then there's a problem.
Yeah, there's people who really like believe that. I'm like, that's crazy. Do both.
Yeah, no, do both. Yeah, watch it together.
Watch it together.
All
right. All right, Rachel from Dallas, Texas. How do I increase my libido naturally?
As a woman?
As a woman.
I think they have women's Viagra.
So they do by prescription.
Yes.
One of the biggest challenges actually is most people are on depression medication.
Yes.
And depression medication kills your libido.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, there's different supplements you can try, but the only really thing that's going to truly help is the best you can think of is a healthy lifestyle, really.
Doing legs does increase your testosterone.
No, so I mean, going to the gym, working out, building some confidence in yourself will build your libido naturally. There are things you can look into but I really think a lot of this has to do with the fact that so many people are on antidepressants, and that shit.
So it's like somebody says increase your libido by simply looking at Chris.
There you go.
That's funny.
Look at Chris. Yeah. Just don't duet while you're thinking about him.
Just don't do it with the guy you're with.
But anyway. There's a lot. But if that's a case for you, just talk to your doctor about it because a lot of those medications have crazy side effects.
I don't know if there's any food. I don't think there's any food that helps a woman increase her libido. I don't think there's anything like that.
I know that, and I'm not.
Now I will say tofu. Stay away from tofu. Tofu's bad. It actually kills testosterone in people's bodies.
This is our medical. First time we had to do this. I am not a medical doctor. Do not listen to his advice. This is not real advice.
Oysters are good.
Oysters are good.
Yes.
You can if you really are, your libido's low as a woman, take half a Viagra.
I know nothing about that, but
see what happens.
Sure.
I told you my buddy was North American Vice President's kid. He was handing them out in the office like candy. So I've seen some crazy things in the office. All right. Matt from Philadelphia.
That was a random question.
It was in there, so somebody
said no, don't do that.
We got to do it.
Do it.
We're
not doctors, so don't.
No, we're not doctors. Do not listen to us.
Do not.
This is not medical advice.
Unfiltered advice.
Advice unfiltered, not medical.
Not medical.
Matt from Philadelphia, does masturbating too often lower testosterone or affect performance?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, no, if you masturbate too much, your testosterone levels drop a little bit because you're releasing, right?
I guess you got to define too much.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like,
here's the thing. I think you want to hear something funny? I always thought this was funny, right? So if you look at the warning labels, right, of like Viagra or Cialis or something like that, it always says if the hard-on lasts longer than 4 hours or whatever, and if you get blurry vision.
Yeah, blurry vision.
I want to know who masturbated so much that they got
blurry vision.
Because we were kids. Remember what the saying was? If you play with that too much, you go blind.
You go blind.
Who was the kid that went blind?
Somebody tested that.
Somebody went blind.
Somebody tested the theory.
It must have happened at some point in time.
Well, that's why I say when sometimes these questions come in and someone says too much, I think in my head like, what is somebody's too much?
Somebody asked if once a day is too much. No, I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
Definitely not.
See, to me, once a day keeps everything moving.
Yeah, no, it keeps the blood flowing.
Yes. If you're in there 4 times a day, you should probably consult a doctor.
You should probably get a job.
Move out of the basement.
You're doing that 4 times a day. You should get a job, bro.
Move out of the basement. All right. What is Daniel from Phoenix, Arizona? What is the best way to introduce toys into the bedroom?
I don't think I don't know if we can just
throw a bag on the bed
bag
like
on the
it's
bed,
Christmas.
man. Like, here we go. Yeah.
How did that
bring
get
out
there?
the baby oil.
What is that? What is that? Was that a third leg and some Diddy baby oil?
Diddy baby oil over here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, man. I mean, girls love toys. You know what I mean? Like, freaking, like, it's one of the biggest selling industries in the world is female masturbation toys. So, freaking, like, why not?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't want any woman to be like, no.
I think I told you one time I bought one for someone, and it was the size of my leg from my knee to my foot, and you had to plug it in, and you could, instead of having a baseball bat under your bed, you could have beat someone to death
with
the Magic Wand XL.
Why is it vibrating when you hit me?
Get the vibrator! Someone broke in.
It's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. What did you ask me with? Oh, you don't want to know.
You don't want to know. But literally, it was probably the size of my shin, to my knee to my foot.
Well, it goes back to that, the whole question we asked. I think it was our first show. Does size matter? And it's like, you ever go to an adult toy store and do you see a section that's small?
Yeah.
Like, is there tiny section?
They don't sell 4-inch dildos.
Is my mom listening? I don't know if my mom's listening tonight.
I think my mom probably went to bed.
Yeah, I don't know. If you are mom watching, hi.
All right, so let's go with some random questions as we're coming into the back half of the hour here. All right, let's see. Oh, we talked about. Oh, what is your? All right, Lena from Denver, Colorado. What is your biggest irrational fear? Do you have any irrational fears of anything?
No.
Let me see.
No, I have none.
Log trucks.
Because of Final Destination?
Log trucks when you're driving behind?
Yeah. No, I don't have any irrational fears at all. Like, none. Like, I've been shot at. I've been stabbed. I've been in really bad situations. I've crashed cars. I've been on burning buildings. I've done a lot. I've done a lot of things that, my fear factor is not like everybody else. Now, I will tell you this. I'm not jumping out of a plane anytime soon. Like, I'm not. There's no urge for me to, but that's a rational fear. I don't think it's an irrational fear. Like my oldest son, Isaiah, I love you. I'm sorry. I'm going to do this right now. But he's scared to death of spiders. Like, scared to death of spiders. And I'm like, dude, you're 6'2", 200 pounds. I'm like, what's that? What's this spider going to do? But he's definitely afraid of them.
Well, they are ugly looking, but I don't know if I...
Dove. Oh, yeah. No, wait. We got to go to this. Wait, hold on.
All right.
This is Shannon. Shannon, hi.
Oh, hello, Shannon.
Yeah, this is
wherever you are in one of these cameras.
Shannon's scared to death of people with no arms and no limbs. That scares the crap out of her. And I literally send her videos almost every day.
Shannon, how often are you at work and someone comes rolling in with no arms and legs?
She's not afraid of them. She's afraid of it happening to her.
Oh,
so
just being...
that's her biggest fear.
She becomes stumpy.
Yes. And if we can, and I literally, I know, it's so bad.
Sorry to any audience members who roll out there like that, but my bad.
It's so funny. So I literally send her videos almost every day just to drive her freaking insane.
Oh, my God.
It's so funny.
Well, it's a great... Thanks for participating, Shannon. Now I know.
Yeah. Now everybody knows Shannon. They're all going to send you videos.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right. If you, Mike from Los Angeles, California, if you guys could date a celebrity for a week, who would it be and why?
Ooh, date a celebrity for a week.
Yeah, date a week. Did you know over there? Our engineer know? Did you have a person? You're deep in thought. What about you, child, over there? Deep in thought as well.
It's a hard question.
When I was younger, it was no doubt to me, it was Meg Ryan. And here's the crazy part. I was in love with her from all her... Because I thought she was so adorable and cute, and she was great.
You just liked her from that movie where she pretended she had an orgasm. What was that?
No. That's with Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal, that's all it was. You're like, wow,
no.
you know well, man.
When Harry Met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally,
but, No, but here's the crazy part. I met her years later because, my son was in the bookstore in Chelsea, Manhattan. And he's talking to this little girl, and the mom is there. And, I go up and see what he's doing, and turns around, and it's Meg Ryan.
No way.
And in that moment, you would think that, I would have been so excited. but all the celebrities with their plastic surgery as they get older,
Yeah, they look terrible.
they look terrible.
They look terrible. Yeah.
Alyssa Milano.
If she would have grown old naturally, she'd be beautiful today.
So would Madonna.
Yeah, so would Madonna.
Madonna?
Yeah,
I mean, come on. Oh, but another one I liked the kid was Alyssa Milano.
Alyssa Milano was hot. So was the chick that played, what the hell was it? Punky Brewster? Remember her?
I do remember, but I can't remember. I'm the worst at names of actresses and
I don't remember
actors.
what her name is.
I would,
if I had to pick
Go ahead.
anybody, man,
Yeah,
it'd be probably Jessica Alba. You know?
Solid
Scarlett
choice.
Johansson.
Oh, there
Yeah,
you go.
Scarlett Johansson. Only because Scarlett Johansson seems like she'd be a lot of fun to hang out with.
She seems
man.
really cool.
She seems cool as shit. Like she'd be fun to hang out with. And who's the chick that played Gal Gadot or whatever played Wonder Woman?
Oh, Gal Gadot, yeah.
No, yeah, the chick that played Wonder Woman.
I'll throw one in there. I'll throw Megan Fox.
See, Megan Fox back in the day. Back in
Transformers Megan Fox.
Yes, absolutely. Transformers Megan Fox. Yes, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now, flip side, not that we date them, but as we've gotten older, celebrity world, who do you consider to be a handsome man?
Oh, a handsome man?
Yeah, like who do you like? When you see celebrities, sometimes you're like the funny thing is, it's like, what's Mario Lopez? He never ages.
No, he looks the same.
He looks the same since he's been like
That's
20.
like Ryan Seacrest looks the same.
Ryan Seacrest looks the same.
No, but I don't consider those. No, if I
No,
had
they're
to say-
not good. I don't.
No,
I
if I
just
had to say good looking, like
yeah, good looking guy.
good looking guy, I would say Brad Pitt.
Well, yeah. Richard I think Richard Stamos is a good looking guy.
But no, that guy never ages.
Oh, sorry.
He looks amazing.
Yeah, he looks amazing.
Amazing.
By the way, winner though, Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth's a good looking
I
dude.
mean,
I
and he
like him, too.
looks like a fun dude, and he looks
Yeah.
like he's got a good life. So
I can totally look like him too.
pull off the get the long hair.
Right?
There you
Right?
go.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know.
All right, Maggie from Seattle, Washington. Do you guys have any guilty pleasures that you really don't admit to anyone? I
Yeah,
don't.
well, so wait, so
I know, we're
I have
gonna
any
admit
guilty
them on-
pleasures I don't admit to
we don't
anybody,
tell
but
anybody,
I'm
but
gonna
we're-
tell everybody right now around the world what my guilty pleasure is.
I don't really have many. I don't think that anything I like is guilty.
No,
I don't. No, there's nothing.
no, I don't feel guilty about anything I've done.
No, I really don't at this age.
Yeah, no, if you can, no, I don't have any guilty pleasures that I'm afraid to talk about.
Isn't it funny as you get older, you know you're in a good place when like these things don't. You're like, no,
No,
good.
no.
Nothing's really embarrassing.
No, I
Nothing-
own everything that freaking I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan from Minneapolis, Minnesota. What is a talent or skill you two wish you had, but you absolutely do not?
Singing.
Singing.
Yeah, singing.
I wish I could sing.
Yeah, I mean, I get asked that question all the time. Can I sing? I'll be honest with you. If I actually probably got taught how to sing, I could probably pull it off, right?
It crossed my mind for like a minute.
But yeah, you don't want to hear me sing.
No, look, karaoke, I love it, but I only like karaoke when the live music is playing behind
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
And I can manage through a couple songs.
Fucking hate karaoke.
Oh, I love karaoke.
Fucking hate it.
Oh my God, you're missing out.
Nah, totally missing out.
We're gonna take Chris on a karaoke time with us.
Karaoke tour.
All right. So I know what not to ask you to do if you ever want to hang out.
No, okay.
Dave from Phoenix, Arizona. What's the worst piece of advice you guys have gotten lately? You got any bad advice lately? I'm just guessing maybe.
Bad advice lately?
Yeah.
So let's talk about this for a moment.
Yeah.
All right? So I think it's funny
Okay, good start.
how people who aren't experienced in certain things
Okay.
give advice about how to do your thing.
Of course.
Right? So.
Oh,
So
yeah.
So
I know
had
where you're going.
I had a bunch of people last week tell me that my posts were cringy. You know, because I talk about negative comments, right? And I post about negative comments, but I post about negative comments because they get the most views. Let's be honest, people love the negative comments. So, but I'm never mean. I'm never disrespectful.
You actually truly, I said it to you. You never are mean about the comments when you're responding to them, which is why you get so much, so many views.
feedback on it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I take it as an educational moment, right? So I had a lot of people tell me in the last week that I should stop doing that. In the midst of all that, I get a message Thursday night from a lady, the Irish lady.
Oh yeah.
If we can for the podcast, and I asked her, I was like, why do you want to fly me to Ireland, and why do you want to interview me? Like, why? Like, who the hell am I? And she said that one of their shows that they're going to be talking about is cyberbullying, and that my post came up on their feed, and the way I approach cyberbullying is the example they actually really want to show and teach people how to do. So, again, listen, if people aren't telling you, that you shouldn't be doing something, keep fucking doing it. Don't listen to them, man. If you feel like you're freaking, if you feel like you're on the right path, and trust yourself. Unless you're hurting yourself, don't do anything to hurt yourself. But freaking, like, if you're doing something, like if you're doing an art project, or if you're doing something on social media, or you're doing something in your life that you want to shoot for a career, or something that's a dream or a goal of yours, and people are telling you that you're crazy, then keep fucking doing it. Because if they're not telling you you're crazy, then you're not doing it right, and you're not thinking big enough. Like right now, like where we're at, like me and Tony right now, where we're at, when I came up with this, years ago. And I told everybody it's going to take off. This is going to happen. All I need is the right person in the right place, and get everything to happen. And Tony's that right person in that right place. And this thing's going to take off. Like, I'm being honest with you. Watch this podcast, Advice Unfiltered. Watch it with me and Tony. And we're going to be going worldwide. It's going to be huge. All thanks to you people watching and everybody that is supporting us, and I truly believe in that. So, yeah. So if your ideas don't seem crazy, then you're not thinking big enough. Just keep doing it.
Well, I know I messed up the quote. It's... don't listen to the man who criticizes from the stands, but the gladiator in the arena. Yeah. Right? It's always the people who aren't in the arena that want to give you the advice.
It's like when you watch people on UFC, like I used to hate, man, UFC when I used to bartend. Because I used to fight, right? I used to fight. Yeah. I did jiu-jitsu, I did grappling, I fought, but I fought before it was considered a legal sport. It was in Pennsylvania, it was a legal sport. It was all backwards bookie stuff and whatever. But anyway, so you watch people in the UFC, and people that never trained in jiu-jitsu or never trained how to fight, and they see these dudes rolling around the mat, and they go, "Oh, they're just rolling around together.
Good luck.
They're just rolling around." I'm like, "You have any idea what he's doing right now? Not only is he trying to fight him, but he's trying to defend him as he's fighting him. And like, if you understood it, it's like chess that's going on right now. Like literally in that match right there is that chess. But these wannabe fighters. Oh man, I would do this. I would do that. No, you wouldn't, dude.
No, you wouldn't.
Shit. You'd be fucking gasping for air.
You'd get choked out in under a minute.
Yeah, man. Like,
you learn that when you do it. Like when I did jiu-jitsu, you go and there's a little party. It's like, oh, let's see how this goes, and you realize when somebody knows what they're doing. It's jiu-jitsu, boxing, wrestling. If you don't know what you're doing, you have zero chance.
Nope.
None.
Like you everything you think you're gonna do in your head.
Nope.
Is fairy tale.
Yeah.
Like it's not happening. I remember the first time I sparred somebody, I knew what they were doing. I started off with jiu-jitsu, and I went into Kempo karate and all this stuff. And we had the gis and they all do this hula, and I thought, I knew what I was doing. And I sparred this guy who actually knew how to street fight, like actually knew some martial arts and knew how to, make it work in a realistic on the streets, not in a dojo fight scenario, And I did this side move where I sidestepped him and I hit him with a whole bunch of freaking open chops. I like Ric Flair, And he goes, "What the fuck was that?" I go, "What? I would have had you." He goes, "You would have had what?" He goes, "Do it again." I did it again, and he hit me so hard. He punched me so hard in the head, I fell to the ground. I'm like, "What the fuck?" He goes, and that's why that wouldn't work. He's like, "Do it, and literally, so everything I thought I learned in those dojo scenarios, and back when I was a kid, it wasn't functional.
Yeah,
it wasn't functional fighting, and it wasn't until I actually met somebody who actually lived in that real world."
That
life or death. Yeah, life or death scenarios that I understood what real fighting was. Like, there's a difference, man. There's a totally difference. And so, yeah.
By the way, shout out to my wife who also seconded Chris Hemsworth. And no, you can't get a hall pass, babe.
You know who I always Henry Cavill.
Oh, he's a great looking guy.
Henry Cavill.
By the way,
dude's a stud.
By the way, fuck DC. That is the best Superman
ever.
I mean, you could argue though, but let's see. I know we
liked you, man.
Are you going original OG? Is that why?
Of course.
I know, I get it. Christopher Reeve. I get it.
Christopher Reeve was great for his time, but when it comes down to looking like
Superman, man.
Oh man, he is Superman, bro.
Oh come on.
Superman. Because he ain't Clark Kent. I don't buy him as Clark.
Listen, he's a
stud.
stud.
Was Superman.
Would you have at least wanted to see Black Adam fight Superman? That would have been at least look. I'm not saying Black Adam was a great movie,
awesome,
but could have been something good.
Yeah.
Now
I'm totally going with Henry Cavill on that one.
So, by the way, just so you guys know, our studio our producers and engineers here are gigantic comic book, movie,
Comic-Con guys,
rap fans, which is awesome. So, in the studio, you can't see it, but the walls are filled with cool stuff. So,
yeah, a lot of cool stuff.
Whenever we throw some pop culture things in there, we get looks on the side of approval or disapproval.
Yeah.
And all right. So, let's see. Jake from Los Angeles, California.
What's up, Jake?
What up, Jake? Look, I told you how many more men questions we got this week.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
It's really awesome.
Yeah.
How can I last longer in bed without using medication?
Stamina. Working your stamina. So
Is there real exercises? By the way?
no. So you want to work on your stamina in your heart rate, right? So your heart rate plays a huge role in how long you can hold a boner. You know what I mean? So if you find yourself getting exhausted, it goes woo. So you want to work on your stamina. Do as much as you can cardio wise, and eat. Like there's certain foods you can eat, man. Like for guys, you know what I mean. Stay away from tofu.
You're the big. I'm never eating tofu after I've heard this episode.
No, tofu would kill testosterone, especially in men. And then and practicing control. A lot of men don't have control. A lot of men are 5 pump and dump. Freaking. So what you want to do is self control. Like
take your time.
Yeah,
breathe.
Take your time, breathe, man. Don't get caught up in the moment. Because listen, women want guys who last longer. I mean, now some women will tell you no longer than 20 minutes, whatever your preference is. The bottom line is, man, is freaking you want them to go before you do.
I'll give you the 2 OG original comments. 1, get rid of the first one early before you go on a date.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, before you go on a date, get rid of the first one. I agree. I used to do that when I was younger.
Yes, that works.
I used to do that when I was younger. I'm like, get rid of that first one before freaking
What was that? Something About Mary was in the movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he gets it stuck in his hair. But that is true. Get rid of the first one. Second, I'm gonna be honest with you. Just go online and get a Rose Sparks, get a Viagra, get whatever you want. You get them for like $5 now.
The Viagra and
If
stuff.
none of that stuff works, just get a Blue Chew, a Rose Spark, a Viagra. Look, anyone could be a sponsor on the show.
Yeah. Blue Chews, Viagra, Cialis.
Rose Sparks, whatever you want. We're here to talk about responsible performance. All right. So let's see. Bringing it home. All right. Lauren from Seattle, Washington. Should I follow the no contact rule after a breakup, or is that just me being immature?
No, absolutely.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, follow it. Do it. You have to do what's going to be best for you, right? Bottom line. So if you find yourself thinking about them all day, looking at your phone all day, trying to figure out, why aren't they texting you back? Why aren't they looking to see if you're okay? Then you have to stop and cut it off because you'll drive yourself insane.
Yeah, just remember, a lot of this stuff makes you more crazy than anything else. Yeah. You have to realize that it's not good for you mentally. There's enough stuff in the world to worry about that sometimes you got to step back and be like, is this doing harm to me? Yeah. And what am I really getting out of it? So, we talk about this a lot, whether you should be friends with an ex, not be friends with an ex.
And again, that all depends on the scenario.
Yeah, it depends on the scenario.
It depends on the scenario. Because there's some people, like I said, I've seen people break up and they get back together and have the best relationship than they ever had before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
miss a person.
You have to be able to read that right too. Right?
Yeah. But if you're hurt, like we were talking about earlier, then you're going to have to cut it off, and that's okay for now. Sean from Boston, Massachusetts. Do men really need to make the first move, or is that me being outdated now?
Do men need to make? No, they don't need to make the first move. No. I'll be honest with you. I hardly ever make the first move.
Well, we were just talking about like I like aggressive people.
Yeah. No, I think. Here's the thing. So, like anything in life, if you want to be good at it, experience by bad experiences is the best way to go, right? Like trial and error, right? So, but if you want to be good at dating, then know the type of people you want to date. Do your research. Like you should be able to tell, man, especially at a certain age, when you know a girl's into you or not by just a look. You should be able to tell if she's like, if she's making eye contact with you and she smiles, her face gets a little flushed a little bit when she talks to you. Like there's little subtle things because we are creatures that are animals. Yes, we are intelligent species, but at the end of the day, we're animals. You know what I mean? If we can, and the whole reason we're attracted to somebody else is for procreation, first and foremost. You know what I mean? There's a genetic bind to them that you're like, I could have a kid with this person. And be not just saying that's the goal, but that's the initial chemistry, right? Is that initial?
That's 100,000 years of evolution.
Yeah,
right?
That's 100,000 years of evolution right there. So you should be able to tell at a certain point, especially if you practice dating much, practice talking to people much, to be able to read a conversation. To be able to read eye contact, to be able to read somebody's physical status. If you truly become a practitioner of dating, just trial and error. Just try it.
All right. And last question. This came in from actually Emily, who wrote, maybe we could get together and sponsor you guys, Philadelphia, PA. if someone could sponsor your podcast, which means you would get a lifetime supply of any random item, what would you want a random item of a lifetime supply of?
Oh, I Under Armour or Nike.
Clothes? You go clothes?
Clothes. Yeah, dude. I would. Yeah. Or I like watches.
Watches are good.
I like watches, man. No, I think if we got a sponsor from anybody, it'd be something athletic for me, or something clothesline for me. A clothing line would be amazing. Even suits or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Oh yeah, you're a suit guy.
I'm a suit guy. I like wearing suits.
I would go. I'd go Viore because I love all their leisure wear more than any other sports brand. Utz sour dark pretzels. Utz, if you're out there.
I do like Utz. Actually, Utz is actually made in my hometown.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's actually made in my hometown of Reading.
I found out how good Utz sour dark pretzels are because I pulled into Wawa.
Amazing.
I pulled into Wawa and a guy was coming out the Wawa and I heard him cursing out the Wawa staff. It was the Utz driver.
Yeah.
And he went in the back. I was parked next to him, and he went in the back of the truck and he pulled all the racks out and he spilled them in the road. And he goes, "Hey man, take anything you want for free."
Wow.
And I opened my trunk and I started throwing in chips and I'd never heard of Utz. And of course, I probably was out in PA because my son was out in PA.
Yeah.
And they're the greatest pretzels
Yeah,
ever.
so they're actually made in my hometown. Yeah, the Utz pretzels are amazing. The dark roasted, the burnt ones are amazing. Yeah, they're actually my real father's favorite pretzel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real dad, if you're out there.
Yeah, real dad if you're out there.
And
he's not. He's sleeping. There's no way my dad's watching right now.
And I don't like energy drinks, but I will drink those Monster 0-calorie iced tea lemonades.
I do like those.
Those are so banging.
I do like those. I like the Monster Energy.
I like to just throw out a lot of different product categories just in case
Somebody's watching.
Just in case
Somebody's
anybody's watching.
Everybody's watching.
Watches for sure, clothes,
we
whatever.
like planes too. We like to fly. So
Yeah.
if you want to, you know, any airlines out there, I know you guys are going through some problems.
Well, look,
you want to freaking.
on that note, my boss, who I probably logged off, is a pilot, owns a plane, and him and his wife are Guinness Book of World Record skydivers.
That's amazing.
So they've offered me to go skydiving before.
Thanks for making me feel like I've done nothing in my life.
And I keep turning them down because I'm afraid to jump out of the plane because
Listen, there's no reason to jump out of a perfectly good plane. Sorry, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't care what the adrenaline rush is and all that. I can take a roller coaster and get the same feeling. I don't care. I don't need to see the ground coming to me at 300 miles an hour.
Are you strapped to some dude's back that you hope he's having a good day?
The last thing I want to feel or hear on my back is I'm going to the ground. Some guy going,
breathing.
"We got this.
We're gonna be fine.
We're gonna be fine." Yeah, no, it's not my no.
All right. So with that being said, we're bringing us to the end of our episode. So
it's over already?
Yeah, it's over already.
It's over already.
So first off, before Chris closes us out, as always, shout out to you guys. We really appreciate it. I know we had some hiccups at the beginning. If you're on the IGs, this is just our behind the scenes. So we appreciate you joining and seeing us. But obviously, the lives drop on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and YouTube, and they usually go up on Thursdays. But we can't be this successful and this big if it wasn't for you guys. We appreciate it. We love you guys. And the fact that 4 episodes in, we're already featured on Amazon. We're trending in cities all over the world.
Yeah, Amsterdam, Greece. That's amazing.
And just as you guys know, because the kind words Chris did say, I truly get excited coming here every day because people ask me about you all the time, and I go, I've never met somebody so optimistic that it's going to work out that I get excited every time I come in.
Nice.
So I always appreciate working with you.
Fuck yeah, bro. Fuck yeah, man. Nah, I love it, dude. Freaking, you know what I mean? Like I said, I've been working on this a long time, man. If you're gonna have somebody that fits that puzzle piece, this is gonna go places. You guys watch, and thank you guys very much for supporting us and sharing and liking and letting people know that we're here. I mean, that's that's what it's all about, right? And the fact that we actually get to give some unfiltered advice and help people out along the way. I've get a lot of messages all week, a lot of people who tell me who like the show and that we really made a difference. That in some of the things that we talked about, which is huge. At the end of the day, man, this is all about having fun and hopefully we make your day a little better, right? Yeah, it's very cool, man. With that said, I just want to say thank you again. This is Tony Rodriguez. I am Christopher David, and this is Advice Unfiltered.